Heol Fanog is super haunted. We already know that by now, and you would think since we're coming to the end and this is part 5 that the stuff would have slowed down a little bit, but no, we're just getting started. Little update, this is Liz, this is Bill. They're married, they both live in the home, and Bill is crazy. I wish there was another word for it, but that's all there is to it. Bill has officially gone off the deep end. Bill has gone off the rails so much that he even took the advice of some bullshit psychic that told him his son needed to leave, so he shipped his son on. And the psychic comes back and he's like, my bad, it's you. So now we know that he's the problem. And we knew that before the bullshit psychic told us, okay? So she starts to think, am I crazy too? Because he's saying all this nasty, weird stuff, and am I really thinking that? Is that really happening to me? Like, am I gaslighting the hell out of myself? That's what Liz is dealing with right now. She comes home one day and the kids are like, Daddy scares me. She asks the kids what he did now. She finds him sitting in the floor with his head in his hands and he's just talking crazy. And she asked him what's going on, and he said, there was a knife here and I started thinking of things I could do with the knife. And she's like, oh, shit, what now? And then he's like, but I didn't. I thought of you and the kids, so I put it in the drawer, and then but I sat back down and the knife was back. It wants me to do things. And she's like, F my life at this point. Then the psychic's like, good news, we think we know the root of all of this, which is in your barn. Oh my God, you mean the barn where the pigs and everything died? Oh. Witches did this? Yeah, I believe it. I think witches did it. And the psychic's like, witches. Because I saw 7 witches in your barns, and they had those big ass hats that witches wear. You know what I'm talking about, like those huge black ass hats. And she's like, you mean like these hats? Are these the big ass hats that you're referring to? He's like, yeah, that's it. She's like, these are just Welsh women's hats that they used to wear. This was just like how they dressed. He's like, witch! She's not buying it. They aren't either. Look at their faces. They're like, damn it, we just like this hat, okay? We think it's a sick ass hat. We're not witches. But I will say that witches were like a big thing there. So I guess that's where he got it. But was there really witches in the barn? I don't know. But let me tell you what the priest said. The priest is like, Bill, I think you're possessed. Liz is like, oh, here we go again. So what makes you think I'm possessed? And he said, well, possessed people normally are obsessed with eyes. Have you been obsessed with eyes lately? Liz looks at him. He looks at Liz. He's like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. But let me show you what Bill was painting at the time. Eyes. Shit ton of them, okay? This is Bill's daughter. She has a few of his paintings left. The priest was like, let me see those paintings. And Bill didn't want to. He didn't want to give them up. He's like, no, it's fine. Like, don't worry about it. And the priest was like, give me those paintings. So he took almost all of them, destroyed them, got rid of all of them. This is all she has left, right? But weird AF. Agreed? Disagree? Let's talk about sweet Liz for a minute. She was doing everything she could. She had 2 kids. She's trying to keep the fort held down. She's got her batshit crazy husband that's just completely obsessed with the house. So she starts thinking, oh my God, did I even experience any of this? She starts gaslighting the hell out of herself because Bill was the first one that heard everything, right? But then she would hear it. So she's like, did I really hear it? Or did Bill just hear it? And I'm like, is this guy nuts? And he's trying to drag me down with him. So she starts thinking back to the stuff that she's heard. She goes and she's talking to some local people and they're like, hey, look, I used to have a friend that lived there before you. And she never heard anything. And she's like, fuck, I knew it. I'm crazy, right? And the friend said, wait a minute. Wait. She never heard anything, but I did. And Liz is like, tell me more because I need to know that I'm sane, right? So the friend said that she went to the house, she would go in to get the horses like some water or something, and then she would hear all kinds of like heavy footsteps on the landing, and she's like, oh no shit, like I've heard that too. And she said, yeah, and then I would hear somebody like fall down the stairs, but they would get to the last one and stop. And she's like, dude, say less, because that is exactly what I used to hear all of the time. And I didn't know if Bill just put that in my head or if I really heard it. She's like, well, if you're crazy, I'm crazy because I heard it too, but my friend never heard it. So they couldn't figure out why that was. But let's go back to this picture. So this is Liz and Bill's daughter, and when she was asked what she remembered about living there, she's like, well, not really much because my parents tried to shield me from it. Like, I remember the woman in the chair, but she never really scared me. But she said that every night she had this dream that she was going up the stairs, and then someone would grab her, pull her back, and she would fall down the stairs, and right before she got to the very last step, she would wake up. Does that sound familiar? Yes, it sounds exactly like what Bill and Liz and the friend used to hear. So were they hearing her like live this, or was she like hearing it too and that's why she was dreaming it? I don't know. What do you think about that? Which brings us to Cwm Goody, which is a farm that shares a border with Heol Fanog. Things went down here that has to do with Heol Fanog that happened in like 1848. Wait till you guys hear about that. Like, share, comment, follow for more.